Hello and welcome to this first tutorial video that I'm ever gonna do on YouTube about Uboat and about how to properly do a torpedo attack. I have prepared a lovely scenario for us, which is gonna be very simple to explain this. And what I'm particularly going to try today is to hit two targets at the same time. So we've got this flower corvette over there, who's still on the surface. Got this flower corvette over there, and the destroyer over there, both pretty much ahead of us, obviously at different distances, and they're both stationary because they are attempting to dive to a Type 7 that is sunk to the seabed below them. So first things first, we're gonna dive. CO, clear the bridge. Haro von Dressi, our radio man, is already at the TDC. CO goes on the periscope, that's lovely. We're gonna have our second radio man man the hydrophone so that we don't get surprised by someone else. And I think my two T2s are already maintained. Yes, they are. So, blood tube 2 and 3. Both tubes flooded, lovely. Now, first thing that we can do is... Thank you. Yes, thank you. So, we are dead slow, and so as to not cause any noise, we're going to pick tube 2. And that gives us this view. Both of these tubes are flooded, but only one is selected. I'm going to use magnetic pistols on all of these. Actually, while we're keeping busy, you might as well maintain tube number 1 in case we need it. Who knows? Now, in the case of this, we're going to get as close as we can. But what we can do already is we can find out some of their values. Now, we're looking at a corvette. I don't think that's an IELTS class, I think that's a flower class. Flower class has a mast height of 19 meters. Let me give you all of my tools that I use. There we go. Okay, so we'll need 19. Let's... Oh, we have a special one for that. 24. So these ones I took out of the game Wolfpack, but I'm going to show you how to calculate this yourself. So 19 for the flower class corvette. This is basically just steady metric distance calculation. It's fairly easy.
Torpedo Rohr 1 gewartet.
And then we have a destroyer with 2 equally high masts. Could be an Echo or Foxtrot class. Can we see that little island? Not quite yet. Maybe we have to get closer to this. Let's skip time a little bit.
Alarm beenden.
No.
Alarm! Auf Gefechtsstation!
No idea why they randomly get the idea that they can cancel the alarm. Actually, let's drain these tubes once more. Let him maintain them once more. What do we have? 2 stacks? Yep, checks out. Equally high mass. Yeah, that's an Echo and Foxtrot. They've got a mast set of 23.8, so 24 meters. Let's get that sorted. So I don't think we will need this one. Wrong side. .24 meters. There we go. So at the moment, we're just gonna place our scale on the side here. We are in the magnified view. And I spot him at around, I would say, that's 30 milliradian or 3 centiradian. The same thing. So we go into our chart for the 24 meter scale. So that's the one on the left. And we take the right hand side column because we're in the zoom in. So that's times 6 magnification. So we go down 3 for 30. That's 29.3 meters, 29.3 hectometers. So on the scale here on the outside, you can see they are in hectometers as well. But if I hover over it, it'll give me the distance just in meters. So that would be 2,930 meters. That's as close as we can get with that. That's a very, very large distance for a torpedo shot. I usually try to get it below 1 kilometer, below 1,000 meters.
Torpedo Rohr 1 gewartet.
Yes, thank you. Maintain all the other ones as well, whilst we get a little bit closer.
Torpedo Rohr 2 gewartet.
Just going 1.6 knots, so that might take a while.
Torpedo Rohr 3 gewartet.
The Fire Drake, that's the name. Right, now it's at about 50, between 50 and 60. Let's say that's 55 milliradian. So, this way we can do math. So we know his mast height is 28.3 meters. We'll do it super accurately. 28.3 times 1,000 divided by the milliradian, which is 55. And that gives us the distance on our scope. Now, we're on magnified view, and the scale is for the unmagnified view, so we'll have to multiply to account for the magnification. The scope is in 1.5, so the view, even when not zoomed in, is already a little bit magnified. It's not 1.0, it's 1.5. And so we'll have to get up to 6. So it's not times 6 because the unzoomed view is already magnified. It is times 4 because 1.5 times 4 equals 6. So this whole thing times 4. And that equals 2.058. So that's 20.5 hectometers. The result here is in meters, 2058. So we can update that on our Torpedo data computer. Up to 1 meter. Very good. 2059. Lovely. That's still not close enough for me, I think. We're going to get at least 500 meters closer. Don't want to get too close, because they might spot my scope. They do have military lookouts and not civilian lookouts. They might be a little bit better than that. Let's go until we have at a clear 70 milliradian, which is probably now. Both engines stop.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Yeah, and now we see this ship at clear 70 milliradian. So, 24 meters of mast height at 70 milliradian. We go down 7 on the right hand side column, 12.6. I think that's good enough. We can do a calculation as well, just to be super accurate. Let's do it as accurate as we can. So, the mast height is 23.8 times 1,000 divided by 70 milliradian times 4. 1,360. I'm going to open a notepad file and write down my values. Destroyer 1360. Enemy speed, of course, is 0 because they're stationary, and therefore the angle on bow is irrelevant. Because the angle on bow is only for the torpedo, well, for one to give you an impact angle, but more importantly for the torpedo data computer to calculate which direction the enemy is actually going. This looks to be about 100, so we're just going to put that in. It doesn't matter, but we're going to put that in regardless. Speed 0 and torpedo distance 1360. There we go. That's our first torpedo solution done. The Flower class corvette, on the other hand, it's going to be a bit more interesting. 19 meters of mast height, is that absolute or is that a fraction? 19 meters dead on. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to do this super precise, which is why I'm using the game pause. When I'm normally playing this game, I don't use this. That's about 48 milliradian, I would say. So, 19 times 1,000. 19,000 divided by, what did I say? 49 equals 300 times 4 for the magnification. 1,500 meters. So, Corvette, 1,551. So she's further away, so we have to fire at her first. Speed is also 0. And we have to find out the depths. So the Flower class is 3.5 meters, so we set the torpedo at 4. And the destroyer of the E&F class has a depth of 3.2, so we're gonna set it to 3.5, I suppose. Right. So both of them are prepared. We can flood them again. And right now tube 2 is selected, so that's going to be the first one. That's going to be set to 4 meters. If I switch to tube 1, can I set it to 3.5 and then switch back to tube 2? Will that save? No, it does not. Okay, 4 meters. We have to remember that though. Now, we have to figure out how long that torpedo will run. That's a bit complicated. We've got 1.551 kilometers divided by 1.852. Turn that into miles. That is 0.837 miles. So it's 8.3 cables away. And we know that our torpedo is running 30 knots. So that distance divided by 30 equals 0.02 hours. So times 60 to turn it into minutes, 1.6 minutes. So 1 minute and 36 seconds. That's the runtime for the torpedo. Now, the destroyer is 1.36 kilometers away, divided by 1.852 equals 0.73 miles, so 7.3 cables, divided by 30, 0.02 hours, again, obviously they're both very close together, times 60, 1.46 minutes. So 0.46 times 60 to turn it into seconds, 27.6 seconds, 1 minute and 27. 1 minute and 27 for the destroyer. So basically, I fire and then we take, well, it's very easy, 36 minus 27, here we go, 9 seconds. So I fire both torpedoes 9 seconds apart from each other. That's the idea. Okay, let's try that.
Rohr 2 bewässert. Rohr 3 bewässert.
Okay, so let's check the values again. 0, angle on bow is correct. The Corvette is 1551 away. There we go. And the torpedo is set to 4 meters and as a magnetic pistol. Okay. Tube 2, launch.
Los!
Start the stopwatch. There we go. The destroyer is 1360. And it's right over there. Switch to tube 3. And change torpedo depth to 3.5. Check all the values, that looks good. Takes a bit of time to get the torpedo out. Let's account for a second about. 1362, 0 speed. Yep, okay. Tube 3, launch.
Los!
And now ideally, these should impact at the same time. Let's hope we don't have a dud.
Ja, Herr Kaloin, ich kümmere mich darum.
Actually, you might reload.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
And you need help. Well, the leader character needs help.
Folgen Sie mir. Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
And we had a torpedo runtime calculated for 127.
Der Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
Checks about 60 seconds,
Der
so
Torpedo ist auf halbem Weg.
27 seconds left.
40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag. 40 Sekunden bis Torpedoeinschlag.
Oh, they seem to be very close together. The hydrophone man seems to agree.
30 Sekunden. 30 Sekunden.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
20 Sekunden.
1.
Schwere Schäden.
Oh, one of them missed. No! There it is. Okay.
Schwere Schäden.
It wasn't at the same time. That would have been beautiful for this video. But it was close enough together that they had no time to react and start their engines. So there must have been something wrong with the range estimate, to one of them at least.
Die Besatzung evakuiert
But I
das
think
Schiff.
this is a good enough result. They had no time to react, and they were caught red-handed, caught off guard. And we got them. And I don't think that one's gonna move. I think that blew out her boiler right away. And the Corvette is just going down immediately. So yeah, that's how you do it. You calculate range. I mean, you can use the in-game tools for it if you want to. I just like to keep it a little bit harder. And then you have to do a little bit of math. You have to transfer the distance to enemy into miles. And then divide it by the speed of the torpedo to get a result in hours. Don't forget that. Knots is always in hours. So then you divide. You take it. You multiply by 60 to get it 2 minutes. And then you have to turn the decimals into seconds. But if it's something easy like 1.5, then you know it's 1 minute and 30 seconds. And that's about it. Not that deep. I hope you found this a little bit helpful. And I hope you guys will catch me on my next live stream once my Starlink arrives. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.